Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Blazer the Morkie is once again not with us because why? There's a blizzard outside, there's shoveling, there's plowing, there's all kinds of activity, and he has to stay at the window and bark and do all the things. So he will hopefully join us next time and we'll be back to a little bit of our normal programming. But I am here, Gemini, bringing you your reading for the next 10 days, and we're going to pull a card for your overall energy. We're going to take a look at your specific energies, the energies of the person connected to you, and then how those energies mingle and dance in the middle. We'll close it off with an oracle card for the Gemini collective. Do keep in mind these are general readings, so take only what resonates and leave the rest. If you're interested in more context, texture, be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising, or north node readings as well. And then if you'd like a personal reading, check out the links below. I have links for my 2025 offerings and many, many more things for you to check out. Be sure to join me every Friday, 10 a.m. Central, or every other Sunday, 7 to 8 Central for community time on Friday and one question answers on Sundays. So we have a lot of fun going on this channel and a great community is forming here. So I'm happy to have you a part of it, Gemini. And your overall energy is the spade. Ooh, Gemini. I will say that when we look at the origins of modern day playing cards, the spade is connected to the sword. There may be something going on here. We also have the roots, and it's like digging up, possibly the roots. You're trying to get to the root of something here, Gemini. Trying to get to the root of something. Okay, well, let's see if we can figure out what that is here. Gemini, you're showing me the Four of Wands, the Strength card, and the Temperance card. Two major arcana cards for you, Strength and Temperance, which is patience. It's going to be that step by step. It's going to be taking it one step at a time kind of energy. But with the Four of Wands, we have some stability here. And I feel like you're feeling pretty good about maybe your home environment, your ecosystem. You're doing pretty good there. Everything seems to be going pretty good there. You're having, at least for now, you have a good vibe. Maybe you've put away all your holiday decorations for the year and you've cleaned and you're feeling great. Something like that, perhaps. That's looking good. But something is requiring you to be patient and strong. And we're going to have to get some clarifiers to figure out what it is. But I feel like you're moving through something. Maybe that's what you're digging up. Maybe you're digging up the roots of some issue or some pattern possibly for yourself. For the energy of the person connected to you, they get the Emperor, the Three of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. So we have some stability on this side as well. We have the masculine strength showing up here. We have possibly someone who is highly intelligent and uses their mind in a very strategic kind of way, okay? They have the Three of Swords here though, so they're going through some sort of pain point. I don't know that this pain point has a lot of grasp on this Emperor here, but it's definitely calling for his attention. And then they get the Four of Pentacles. I'm wondering if the pain point doesn't have to do with something financial for them or some sort of financial matter. I almost get the feeling of like somebody being upset about an investment tanking or not going the right way for them, or maybe having to use savings for something. It kind of feels like that kind of energy. Now in the center of the connection, we have the Ace of Cups and the Empress. So in the connection itself, the energy of the Empress, which matches and balances out that Emperor energy there. So it's looking good. At least on the surface level here, it's looking very good, very embodied relationship and connection there. Operating from the heart space, operating from a full cup, sharing the cup of love and acknowledgement. Something's under the surface though. Something's under the surface and we're going to find out what it is. Okay, let's look at this Four of Wands on your side, Gemini. The Five of Cups and the Lovers. Okay. I think there was a little bit of a blip on the radar for you, Gemini, having to do with a relationship issue maybe, or just some sadness that came up. I sense you feeling a little bit down about that. For some of you who are single, you could have been dating and then you thought something was going to go somewhere with someone, and then now they've checked out or ghosted you or put an end to it. You still are looking to me like you're feeling really good about your home space. Your home may be your refuge, or you have some place that feels like home. You have a refuge here where you can really like kick back, relax, let your hair down, and be yourself. And I really like that you have that space when you're dealing with something like the Five of Cups, which is going to be emotional sadness and processing. Now, there are 2 full cups behind you, and I think you'll get back to those 2 cups. I see you turning back around, and I see the Lovers here. That's your card coming back to yourself after maybe having a little bit of an emotional release. Now, for some of you, this could be ancestral work or healing you're doing with family members, ancestry. That would make sense with that spade and digging up the roots of something. Some of you may have been coming into that zone. For some of you, it could be memories of a past childhood experience where the home space was not so supportive. But I feel like you've worked very hard to get a space. There is a space where you feel really good, Gemini, and you feel really great with the energies in the space. And that's good, but maybe it wasn't always that way for you. Let's look at this Strength card, showing us why is it important for Gemini to be strong. You get the High Priestess and the 2 of Pentacles. I think you have a decision to make here, Gemini, about something or someone, perhaps this person over here. And I think you're a little bit wishy-washy about that, or you've been weighing your options on it. The High Priestess was really speaking up loudly to you to use your intuition in making this decision. Make this decision literally from your intuition. And I'm drawn back to this Spade card here. There's something that you want to dig up and out, and once you dig up the roots of that and clear it out, you do not want to go back to it again. And maybe that's why, maybe this decision is somehow related to that. Some of you may be trying to break free of a relationship with this other person here, and in the breaking free, maybe that's why the energies in the middle look good, because sometimes when relationships end, the energies between the people actually shift and begin to prepare them for their next part of their journey that they're ready for naturally. Endings don't always have to be tragic and bad and dramatic. And I really, honestly, if that's the case for you, I don't see it going that way as long as you follow your intuition. I think you're going to be making this decision pretty soon. You may be dealing with a Leo. You may be dealing with a Sagittarius or some sort of fire energy person as well. Okay, for the Temperance card, you get the 5 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. Whew, this is definitely acknowledging conflict, and this is definitely like leaving behind a relationship or some level of emotional energies. For some of you, like I said, this could be ancestral, where there's a pattern that you've recognized maybe in the past from your father, your mother, the people in your family, or some sort of family situation. And it's honestly brought conflict into your life. I think it's interrupted you at times from your goals. And if this is this person over here, then it would make sense to me that you're ready to distance yourself from those energies. So whether it be ancestral or the roots of this relationship that you're digging up and really, I really believe you have the intention to do everything you're doing with love and for the highest possible outcome. You have a really nice intention coming through. Your intuition is showing up here. Patience, step by step, is also showing up here. You're ready to leave conflict behind though, and unnecessary sadness Okay, Gemini, I feel like there's been unnecessary sadness. And so this old pattern is what's being dug up, possibly from your family or the family of this person connected to you. Some of you could be dealing with in-laws, or the energies of the pattern that come along with this person. Some of you may have been looking to this person for certain stability. Maybe they could not deliver on that. Whatever has happened here, you definitely, I think your turning point, Gemini, well, I know your turning point has been because it's interfered with your spiritual growth. And you definitely can't let that happen, because you came here to explore your spirituality, to be a spiritual being. You came here to have that experience. So anything that doesn't support that, you're going to have to move away from. For the Emperor on this other side, this person you're connected to, they get the Four of Wands and the Two of Wands. It's interesting because this person strikes me as someone who has all the tools, who has the strategy, who knows how to play the game. Okay, this person knows how to play the game, but something keeps them stopped from being able to create the stability. This could be, they could be a little hot-headed. They could have like a bit of a fast, quick temper. They could be they strike me as the kind of person, Gemini, and this would probably be harder for you than any other sign, that when you share something with them, they talk over you, and they talk in a way that what they say is the absolute truth and end of the matter, and you don't get to get the word in edgewise. So this stability that they're showing me they like to create, and maybe this is a person or a father figure or someone that has created stability in the physical sense, and yet I'm not sure how stable the stability is because of where they're at in their actual visioning. It's like they're still looking for something. Maybe this is a masculine who got drawn in a little too much into what the world was teaching him he should be instead of who he truly was. That could be the case. There's some release going on here for this other person. This could also be a woman carrying very masculine energies who's taken on maybe a very stressful job or a job outside of what her gifts, talents, and abilities are, and kind of got stuck in there. Let's look at this Three of Swords. What is this pain that they're feeling? The Ten of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, despite this person's best efforts, they haven't been able to create the loving, stable environment that they want. And you know what's interesting is, like on your side, I was reflecting back to the Spade. I'm going to reflect back to it now too, because I feel like this person also has some things that they need to dig up. The roots of, especially like expectation, societal expectation. They're kind of trapped in the prison of, this is how my life should look, and these are the things that have to be in place for it to look a certain way. But they've got this inner conflict with that, this cognitive dissonance with that. And so that's why, as much as they try to move forward with it, it's resulted in pain because it doesn't match. And with you showing up as yourself over here, Gemini, perhaps you sparked that in this person. This might have been a person who just go along to get along and kind of just, you know, buy their time. It reminds me of a person like really being stuck in the corporate world and just like, oh, I'm just buying my time. I'm just floating through this, you know, doing the least amount possible until I retire. That's the kind of energy it feels like. Kind of like a soul defeated kind of energy. I mean, look at this Four of Pentacles for them, the Hierophant, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so I think they've had a short-term bobble in their finances here that's caused them to be a bit more conservative than normal. They're showing me, you know, needing to stabilize their financial energies. I do think that they feel like they're going to overcome this. This seems to be a smaller hurdle. And when they're bringing in the energies of Taurus, I really think they're grounding in to their own knowledge and wisdom here. And they're finding their own inner authority so that they can rise above the situation. I do see them being victorious over whatever this blip on the radar is. But more importantly, there are some other patterns involved here that may have them, they're a good intentioned person. They definitely have the skills, the talent, the ability, but they've structured their life around the way things should look instead of the way they truly desired. There's a desire deficiency here for them. And maybe that's why you're faced with the decision of, you know, do I stay with this person if it's an intimate partnership, or is this the kind of friendship that I can maintain? They're kind of straddling this old world and the new, and with your spiritual fortitude, I don't know that it feels like a match to you, you know. You really want to move forward into the spiritual realms, and you'll dig up whatever roots you have to dig up to get there, to lighten the load, to lighten the burden. For the Ace of Cups in the middle of the connection, you bring in the Ace of Pentacles, a new way of being, a new way of thinking, a new way of operating. More aligned, I'd say, with the natural evolutionary track of things. They bring in the Three of Swords. They bring their pain in here. And that may be, that could be what has you sad and second guessing at times. Maybe every time you reach out and try to connect with this person, it always turns back around to that pain body. I think this person is the kind of person who has to figure out that financial blip first before they can even tackle the deeper emotions underneath it. Because they are, remember, this is a person who's really ingrained in some of the matrix, what we would call maybe the matrix energies, right? And societal norms. More so than you, for sure. Which I'm not surprised if you're watching my channel. Freedom, spiritual freedom is important to you. Let's look at this Empress, also in the middle of the connection. Interesting. You bring in the Page of Swords. They bring in the Three of Pentacles. I think you've tried to communicate to this person, and I think in your communications or in the connection, at times you've been triggered. They do want to work together with you, and they do want to bring in a more nurturing, whole feeling kind of energy to the connection. But as long as they're carrying that pain too, and they it's like they do want to stabilize. They do see you as someone who is doing some beautiful things outside of the norm, outside of the conventional archetypes and architecture of what's on offer out around us in the collective. And they are attracted to that. They want to come in and receive that energy, but as long as they have that pain body, they just haven't dug up these roots yet. And I think maybe that's the whole dynamic here that you're showing me, is that you've been encouraging this person to dig up those roots for a long time, and they just have these layers that they have to figure out. So at the moment, it seems like you're kind of turning away from whatever it is they're intending, because you do feel that bit of pain in there. And so you're like, oh, well, this feels great until I just ran into that with you, and I feel it in your energy, and it just stifles everything. But again, these are not, yes, there are some major arcana in here, but the major arcana for both of you looks really stable. Perhaps this is just a passing phase of the relationship that needs to be worked on. But it's definitely with the focus of digging up those roots and those old patterns that do not serve. I think you're more on board than this other person. So it's all about digging up those roots. And you know, what can you control, Gemini? You can control your side of the fence. You keep digging up your roots. You follow your intuition. You keep coming back to you here, because that will affect the energy in a way that will create space for this other person to figure it out. I know it's hard when they bring in the pain body or that pain point. It's like mentally, there's a program running for this person and they can't get out of it. Probably because there's other people they're connected to that they'll have to leave behind, you know, or the relationship with those people will change. You know, the universe has not come along and shoved this person into it, but eventually they will. If this person doesn't take these cues and begin to make these changes. Okay. Gemini, to close off your reading, we got you a card from the Whispers of Aloha Oracle, number 5, release into harmony. Forgive the past and free your future. And yes, Gemini, you have been working on digging up the roots of some blocks and issues for yourself. You've been modeling that behavior for this other person connected to you. They too have the opportunity to step into that if they can let go of some of the programming that they've been exposed to and have taken on. But this is about you releasing into harmony. Things have been pulled into the energies of conflict for you, but you're a Gemini. And you are showing up in your reading on your own behalf as that Lover's card. You are showing me that you see clearly both sides of the coin here. And with that knowledge, and then combined with your intuition, you can make the best decisions. You can make the best decisions for yourself moving forward. Gemini, thank you so much for joining this reading today. It was my pleasure to do it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.